Wow, I look far away.
Far.
Welcome everyone to Tea Time Humor.
And like we said before, we were gonna have Wesley and TJ, but we didn't get TJ because TJ is...
Welcome everyone to Tea Time Humor.
Damn.
He's like,
Cut! That's a wrap.
I'm like, wait a minute. He's like, I'm thinking like he's cold or some shit. Like, fuck.
Oh no, bro, I'm warm-blooded.
Nah.
Are you weirdos?
Alright,
Weirdos.
Okay. Anyways, we are back inside of a Kia Optima. Why are we inside of a Kia Optima? Well, we came for a chill day, but decided to also do a podcast at the same time. So, it's me, ANMOL, it's Malik, and it's Westbury.
From West Newberry.
It's Wesley, y'all. It's Wesley.
It's Wesley.
All right, gentlemen. Let me squeeze in here. What's the topic for today?
Topic of today is...
Your special 797. That's who.
That's the topic?
That's the topic. That's the
Yeah,
topic.
your favorite.
797?
Your favorite plane. Remember?
Oh wait, no. Wasn't one of the topics that we were going to talk about the NFL?
The NFL.
No, I don't want to get into the NFL because I know how that's gonna.
Yeah,
I know that's
yeah,
how. I know how that's gonna pan out.
Yeah.
Brady fans.
And we already got a dislike for the last video.
We did.
Yeah, it's our first dislike. See, I told you. 99% of y'all. One person from the 99% didn't like it. I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen.
I don't
We
know.
did get
I
two
don't know
likes,
why.
though.
Yeah, I don't
We did
know
get
why,
two
but
yeah, I don't know why. They could have just said, hey, you know, blah,
or
blah,
maybe
blah.
maybe it's the fact that we told the truth
There you go.
and they just can't accept the truth.
There you go. Anyway, well, turn this off before we ain't got no battery. We ain't gonna get no battery.
Stop, children. Stop. Just stop.
Alright, cool. Anyways, so forget about the NFL thing and whatever. What other topics do we have? Okay, so we came to conclusion. First topic today is going to be about the 797 because it looks like that's the big talk of what's going on now.
Yes.
So Malik, can you lead us into this conversation here?
Basically, Boeing is looking for a 757 replacement. Now they're starting to realize that a Boeing 737 MAX 10 is not the feasible option to replace the 757. So
Look, in the first place, the 737 was never supposed to be a replacement. I don't know how in the right mind that people at Boeing think that 737 can replace a 75, especially with the amount of is it short takeoffs and short landings?
Well, yeah, the amount of short takeoffs and short landings that the 757 is capable of doing.
There you go. It's very versatile. It's very versatile. The engines are great. Everything about the 75 is great. I don't understand how they're going to take a 7.3 with its record of crashes and whatnot and think it's going to be a 7.5 replacement. I don't see that.
I really don't either. And plus, what Boeing was also saying is that it's a rumor, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. They're trying to make the 797 a twin-aisle jet.
And that's very stupid.
Because it's going to be 2, 2, 2.
And for those of y'all that don't understand, it's going to be 2 on the left side of the plane, 2 in the middle of the plane, and 2 on the right side of the plane.
Yes.
So you have 2 aisles, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, why would you need 2 aisles? Just make it 3 and 3 and call it a day. And then you have 1 main aisle in the center.
And this is why I feel.
Isn't that how the 7.5 is now? Isn't that how the 7.5 is now?
What, 3 and 3?
Yeah.
That's how it's always been.
Okay, then there you go. So what's gonna make it so special on the inside that you have to put 2, 2, 2? That's my question.
Oh, the innovations that we're gonna put in is that you can add more storage because the aircraft's gonna be a little bit more wider. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna introduce not a Boeing Sky interior, but the Boeing Dream interior.
What's dreamy about it? That's all I know. What's so
Exactly.
dreamy about
Hold on now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's more overhead bins.
Yeah.
Would that be better or would that be worse?
it? I mentioned. I don't think so.
You're right about that, but it's more overhead room.
No, not overhead room, just overhead bins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what. Well, yeah, more overhead bins.
But
and
at
stuff.
the same time, though, how I guess in terms of width, how large can you make that width so that it doesn't, so that the door of the middle aisle doesn't hit the door of the left or right aisle?
It would have to be smaller than the width of a 7.6, but bigger than the width of a 757. So we're talking about literally a middle of the market.
It's right there.
Yeah, which is extremely strange.
I mean, quite honestly, look, in terms of overhead bin capacity, like that, the 222 is a good idea
for overhead space.
But in terms of seating,
it's
a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So,
and when you think about it, actually, when you think about it, with a jet that size, the overhead space on the left and the right are going to be significantly smaller than the current 757 Boeing Sky Interior.
You're right.
And the Boeing Sky Interior that they've incorporated in the 7.5, the 7.6, and the 7.6 has a 777 interior. The 737 rather. The bins are built to have more space.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Yeah, so it's a failure.
Yeah, it's a legit fail.
It's a fail.
It's a legit fail.
Because I just thought about it, because it's the way how they have it, it caves inward to make it give the illusion that it's a bigger plane.
Yeah.
Hence the term sky interior.
Or you just change how it opens.
You know what? Yeah, well, no, it probably isn't that. The A300 was 323, right?
No, it's 2. No. A300 was
232?
No, it should be. Is it 3x3?
3x3.
It was the first wide body that Airbus made, right?
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to remember, because it's been decades, like over a decade that I've been on an A300. I think it was. The way how American had it was 2. I think it was 242.
2.4 in the middle too.
Yeah, like an A330.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at here is that it looks like Boeing is thinking more in the realm of this. Like, you know, it's, I guess, what Malik said, middle of the market. It's right in the middle. So they think they can have that configuration just like an A300. I don't know. That might be stupid, but
it kind of is when you think about it in the long run, because you can just order a 787-8.
Yeah.
But then again, the 787 doesn't have the performance characteristics of a 7.5 or even a 7.6, because it requires more runway.
Speaking of 787,
yeah,
the A350-1000 is making its rounds. Did you know that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
I like it. For such a large aircraft like that,
the A350 is comparable to the 777-300ER.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
A350 series in general is a 777 response by Airbus, because the only 777 response that they had, which was originally a 747 response, was the A340-600.
Yeah.
The A340 series.
By far, the A340 is still my favorite plane.
So they're like, oh, it's a 7. Let's just call this a 777 competitor. Then they're like, wait a minute, this is not going to cut it. It has 4 engines. As much as I love 4-engine jets, it has 4 engines. 777's a little bit more on the fuel efficiency market, so let's just go ahead and make a jet to directly compete against the 777 and the 777X that they announced. Henceforth, you brought on the A350 series. 900 to compete against the 200LR, and the 1000 to compete against the 300ER.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's that comparison.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the 7.9.
7.9, yes.
I don't know. I like the idea, but I don't like the plane. I like the idea of a 797. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But I hate the idea of how they're designing the plane. You could have just easily left it as a 3x3, have one aisle in the middle.
Yes.
And just call it a day. Quite honestly, if you're going to make it wider, but not as wide as a 7.8 and not as skinny as a 7.5. I mean, at that point, if you have just have a 3x3, the aisle in the middle is going to be large.
It's going to be wider, yes.
It's going to be large, so you can have people, pass each other when they have to go to laboratory or whatever.
And how the economy on the 787 is a little bit wider than the 767. You have the best economy seating on a single aisle jet in the world. Because you don't have to slim down the seats like a 737.
Quite honestly, it makes sense for the wider aisle too, because it makes it easier for the flight attendants to come through with the carts.
That too.
It makes it easier for them so they don't keep knocking into the seat. Man, I remember one time I was on a JetBlue or what flight? I was on some flight, some American flight. But all I saw was homie had his hand on the armrest. Whatever.
Yeah.
He had his hand on the armrest. There's just slight turbulence. Nothing too big, right? But I guess the lady lost her, the flight attendant lady, she lost her footing because she was actually wearing high heels. She lost her footing and turned the cart a little bit, and the cart smashed this guy's fingers.
Oh.
Now, hence here in the 7-9, if you have a wider aisle, stuff like that can be avoided. I gotta smash the crap out of your passenger's fingers.
Yeah, exactly. And
I think Boeing is going a wrong way of approaching this.
And they also said that the 797 is supposed to be a recycled aircraft in terms of parts from two separate aircrafts, the 787 and 767.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
man. That's the problem. Boeing not innovating; they're just cost cutting.
Because think about it. Like, if you want to do the cost cutting route, use the same framework of a 757 with the wingtips and just re-engine it. That's it. But if you want to make a different jet, you look towards what you've done with the 787 in terms of like how it looks or whatever. Give it overpowered engines, and then you have a 757 replacement. But the jet, in my personal view, in order for it to be successful, it has to go at least 6,000 nautical miles. The 7.5 can do 4,100 to 4,500 nautical miles.
Okay.
The 767 can do a little bit over 6,600 nautical miles. The 7.8 can do, they claim, close to maybe 9,000.
No,
8.
It was
8 something.
Oh, it's 8 something. All right, so around 8, a little bit over 8,000 nautical miles.
But I only think that 1,000 can do. Well, not the 1,000. 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, the 9 and the 8 can definitely do it because it's smaller. But if it can't go over, or if it can't at least hit 6,000 nautical miles, I call it a failure. I definitely call it a failure.
I would call it a failure. I mean, quite honestly though, their goal in their mind probably might be to reach 5,000, because that's 500 nautical miles more than what a 7.5 could do. That's being the cheap Econobot way,
Yeah, possibility.
All right, fine, 5,500.
If they can do 5,500, I'll honestly be impressed.
Yeah, I'll be impressed. Yes.
I'll be impressed.
Yeah,
because it looks like not only they're cheaping out on the plane, but they're cheaping out on the interior and everything else as well.
Yeah, they are.
So
they are, because like the way how their products have been coming out, like 748, they brought that out as a cheap product. Same thing with the 7.8.
Look, I like the 748, but I don't think I'll ever like it as much as the A380. When the A380 came out, yeah, people were conning it, people were doing this, people were doing that about it, but come on, you can't lie.
Yeah.
Something that ginormous in the air is real innovation.
Yeah.
It's real innovation. And then when Airbus came out with the 350, that's another set of innovation. I mean, come on, look at this. Airbus is, I wouldn't say consistently, but Airbus is one after the other pushing out quality aircraft. While Boeing is just, again, what Malik said, recycling.
Yeah.
And I mean, at that point, then what's the point? And again, it's like I said, I think it was in the first podcast or the second podcast. I said all Boeing is doing is concentrating on military contracts instead of commercial aviation, where they started. Or maybe they started in military, I don't know. Did they start in military or they started commercial first?
Boeing started with,
I think it's commercial first. No?
No,
either military or
no, it was
commercial.
military. It was mainly military.
Yeah.
For Boeing?
Yeah. It was mainly military.
Okay, so let's say they started with military first. Granted, yes, military is big, and you do get lots of money from.
Yes.
No, not even. You do get minimal contracts, but lots of money from those contracts. I get it. To build 1 or 2 jets, or this jet or that jet, whatever. But come on, Boeing. I can promise you right now, you're not gonna be no Lockheed Martin. You're not creating no Blackbird. You're not creating no F-22s. You're not creating none of that stuff. So please calm down and focus on your commercial aviation, where airlines can possibly buy more stuff if you just innovate a little more.
Because when you think about it, the average Joe, when they hear Boeing, they think of a passenger jet. They're not thinking about no military jet.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, probably the majority of the U.S. doesn't even know Boeing does anything military.
Yeah, they just think that Boeing is just strictly passenger service or just, freight. That's
exactly.
It. Passenger or freight.
Which, it's kind of sad, but hey, Boeing never advertised their military side, so.
When you were talking about the A380, I wanted to ask the two of you, which jumbo do you believe is the greatest jumbo of all time?
Which jumbo I believe is the greatest?
Yeah,
of all time, or of recent time, or past?
Okay, let's do past, recent, and then all time.
Past is kind of a tough one. Because I want to say...
I can't really consider the 767 to be a jumbo. But
I was trying to consider the 707 to be a jumbo, but...
Yeah, it kind of is it somewhat
of
is
its time.
Of its time, it is a jumbo. But I would say between the 707 and the 76, and we're saying the past.
Yeah, the past.
I would say the 76 a little bit more because it innovated the twin.
No, obviously. Yeah. Obviously, you would say the 76.
And also a quick mention of the A300 as well because it brought on twin operations from one continent to another. Instead of flying over land, you can fly over the water. So the ETOPS rating. So you said the 707 was one of them. So what about recent?
Recent, my favorite jumbo recent is the A380. That's for sure because it's ginormous. Okay.
Yeah.
You got full, true double-decker style aircraft here.
Yeah, true double-decker. Yeah.
That's amazing to me. How do you get that much tons of metal, steel, whatever's in there?
Yeah.
How do you get that much weight in the air?
Putting the passengers, the freight that goes on to it. Yeah, that's
and then on top of it, it's not even all four It's not even all four engines have thrust reversers. It's only two. How do you get two thrust reversers on a giant aircraft like that and it still stops?
Yeah. I would say the A350 for me.
That's good. Yeah.
As of recent, because one, I love the nose of it. The entire aircraft I just love. So, yeah, I'm sorry, it's the A350. Respectful now to the 777, of course, but A350 all the way. And of all time for me is the 747-400.
Wesley?
I'll go with 767-200 back then. 747, even between recent 74 or A380, but as you said, how I can't get a plane with two engine reversers? I'll go with the A380.
For recent.
Yes, for recent.
Yeah, I picked the A380. I would pick the A350 for how recent it is and how innovative it's been. However, I'd still go with the A380.
Yeah.
I still will go with the
A380. Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong too. I did consider at one point. I did consider for a really good aircraft to be the 747-8 because hey, I thought before it came out, I was like, hey, it's brand new. Boeing's gonna try something. They're gonna do something. Nah, man, they just made the plane longer. I mean, come on, man.
I would say that the A380 did everything that it needed to do in terms of marketing, how they market the aircraft, how they garnished all these different contracts. But I feel that, let's say if the tables have turned and Boeing did the same thing that Airbus did and Airbus did the same thing Boeing did with each respective aircraft, Boeing would kill them. It would kill the A380. The A380 wouldn't even be as prevalent as it is now. And I would feel that all the other airlines would be like, all right, you have an A380, so what's so great about it? I mean, you didn't show me the innovations that you put inside the aircraft. You just showed me a plain A380 with nothing in it. That's what they did with the 747-8.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's real sad. Yeah,
such a big company
and such an iconic aircraft.
It's such an iconic number.
Yes.
All on its own. Forget the aircraft. Just that number alone. Yeah. When you hear 747, As a matter of fact, when you look at a child alone, when you tell a child 747, they know what that is, regardless if they're aviation enthusiasts or not.
They know what a 747 is.
When they hear jumbo jet, that's what they initially think of. Okay, 747. You know?
I mean, now recently when you hear jumbo jet, people say, "Oh, it's the big they would call it a whale, or like the plane that looks like a whale, they would say it's an A380, but it's like it's forever engraved that when you hear just jumbo, you don't think of 777, you don't think of A350, you don't think of
you don't think of
anything. You strictly think of a 747.
Exactly. And quite honestly, I think Boeing destroyed their own nameplate.
Creation, yeah, they did.
They destroyed their own nameplate. I mean, a lot of you over there right now watching the video, you might disagree. You might not think that it's what we're saying is true, but I think it is true. Like, yes, I understand, they made it longer. You have a couple more seats in there. Fine. But again, remember, this is like not even half of a double-decker. This is like a quarter of the entire plane as double-decker. And then on top of that, yeah, okay, the wings look nice and whatnot, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like, yeah, it's quiet too, but they could probably try to do that with the A380, and they don't need to, but they could try. In terms of this, though, I mean, come on, all these big nameplates are buying the A380 over the 74. The Emirates, Etihad,
British Airways,
Qatar,
surprisingly.
Who else got it?
Even China Southern.
There you go. Even
China Southern got a
Korean Air has it. Thailand.
Well, Korean Air, I like what they did. They said, and the same thing with Lufthansa. They said, you know what? We'll get the 747 and we'll get the A380.
Oh yeah, Lufthansa has it.
Yeah, Lufthansa. Even Lufthansa still has the 400 too.
Singapore.
Air France has it. Singapore has it. Who else?
Virgin Atlantic.
Virgin. They're getting theirs.
Yeah, they're getting theirs.
Wait, they ordered A380s or they ordered pluses?
A380.
A380s.
Okay.
A380s.
Yeah.
ANA's getting the A380.
Good. They need it. That would be one hell of a beautiful flight.
But the thing is that they are only operating it from Tokyo and Narita to
LA?
No.
Vancouver?
Hawaii.
What?
Hawaii.
But that's a basic trip.
Hawaii.
Why?
That is a basic trip.
I don't know, but
that's a 5,000 nautical mile trip.
I have no clue. You can use a 777 on that route.
That's what I'm saying.
787 on that route, but they decided to go forth and use that.
Well, then again, maybe they're thinking smart. And here's why. When you think of Hawaii, what do you think of? You think of nature, you think of this, you think of that. You think of destination vacation. Wouldn't it be nice to fly in luxury to your destination vacation? And not be cramped?
I mean, you make a point.
In a smaller size aircraft?
You make a point. You make a point. You do make a point about that. But, I mean, when you think about it, when you think of the capabilities of an A380...
True.
It's like, okay... I can understand what Japan Airlines did when they had the 747-200, I think it was called the 200J, JD, something like that, Japan Domestic. It was an extended top 747, so it was like, it had like the top of a 300/400.
Yeah.
And it was all economy, and it was only for Japan. Strictly for Japan, for the Japanese.
Okay.
And it was for like Japanese heavy domestic markets from like Tokyo to Osaka, Tokyo to Nagoya, Tokyo to Hiroshima.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had 747s for that, and there was even like during holiday times they'll use 777s and 747s when they used to have them on those routes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I kind of understand why they would need it, but at the same time it's like, what the fuck? Why? Why? Just why? I know I cursed right there, but just why? Why?
Waste of a good plane.
Yeah. Waste.
Look, push come to shove, just... It is what it is. If they're getting A380, they're getting A380. I just hope they put Pokemon on it, that's all.
No, they're putting a turtle on there.
A turtle?
Yeah.
Franklin?
Crush.
He is Franklin.
Crush the turtle from Finding Nemo, dude.
Why? Why?
I don't know. Like, I mean, like, hey, you would rather them have like Shamu? A Shamu?
Doesn't Southwest already have that?
Yeah, they have a Shamu plane, but oh god, that would be worse.
What?
It would literally look like
Shamu.
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna.
They're not gonna do that. But it would be hilarious to see it. Kind of unique to see it, but I don't know.
Oh well. Who else got this big mamma jamma?
The A380?
Yeah.
Qantas.
Yeah, Qantas.
Qantas has the A380.
You said Qatar already?
Yeah,
Qatar. We said Qatar. We said Emirates. We said Etihad. I'm surprised Turkish hasn't said anything yet, because the way how they're trying to make that airport to replace Ataturk.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't get the 747s that Transaero was supposed to get, which are still in talks with Boeing to get them, or get an A380, since they're trying to heavily compete against Dubai and Abu Dhabi as a huge Middle East transportation hub to connect the world.
I know what Airbus did said. Remember I told you this. Airbus did try to reach out to American buyers, which American Airlines. American said no. United said no. Delta, they said it was a rumor.
Yeah, I heard about that rumor too. Yeah, I heard about that rumor too.
But why? I mean, like, even though, yes, Delta is getting better and better and better by the year, maybe not with some of their orders, but we'll get to that in another video. But why would you need an A380? If you need a big aircraft, get a 777-300ER, which that wouldn't look that bad on. Get a 747-8 if you need it. Get an A350. I mean, you already have the A350, but why would you need an A380? Because that would defeat the purpose of you retiring those few 747s from Northwest that were only 12 years old, which made no sense.
For the record, planes have a 20-year lifespan, if those of y'all didn't know.
20 year?
Isn't it 20 years?
No, not if you keep... I mean, all right, 20 years for, like, average maintenance, but if you have, like, excellent maintenance, that thing can go on for at least 40 years.
But I'm saying average for all planes. They're there for 20 years.
Yeah, they're there for 20
Whether you
years,
try to keep it after that or not is up to you.
They're there for 20 years mainly, and then it's time for them to, let's start replacing. But some airlines like Emirates, we have a 200LR that we just recently retrofitted. It's only 10 years old. Let's retire it.
# government funding.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. When you order like 175 A380s, like how many 777Xs did they order? Like 100 of them? And then like the 787s they ordered.
They got it, man. They got it.
Yeah.
They got it.
Meanwhile, we work for our money.
Oh, stop now. Honestly, you know who I think needs to come up and who needs to start buying planes?
Who?
Or at least the A350-8?
JetBlue?
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. Either get the A330neo or the A350.
Look, the A330neo would be even cheaper to buy. I mean, come on. Look, first let's say JetBlue wants to dip in the water, And don't get me, I love JetBlue. And quite honestly, like I said, if you go watch my vlog, I'll link everything in the description below for everybody. If you go watch my vlog from today, I said specifically I applied for JetBlue for a position, and I'm really anxious to get it, and I want it. But I mean, come on, man. I've been following JetBlue for so damn long. It's not that hard to buy an A330 and dip your foot in the water.
It's not.
Dip your foot in the water. We gotta go across the pond and start having flights out there. Like, don't get me wrong. I know we got partners and stuff out there, but come on, get at least 5 to 10 A330s and start flying out there and see how it is.
And I keep saying, all you need to do if you want to start somewhere in Europe, Manchester, Edinburgh, Munich, Berlin, I would say another good destination would be Dublin. Or Shannon.
Honestly, you know what? I'd be happy if these guys go to Norway.
Oslo?
Yeah. I want to go see the Norway.
Wait a minute. JFK to Oslo to compete against Newark's EWR to Oslo via Scandinavian. That's a good competition right there.
That is a good competition. Now that you mention it.
Bang.
I think okay, there you go. I think JetBlue should get a Neo and go to Oslo.
Bang. That's it. That's
what they need to do. That's what they need to do. Man, come on, man.
Go to Oslo and Copenhagen too.
Come on,
man.
Come on.
Wow.
The market just opened up, guys.
You just opened up the market for you.
It just opened up.
To me, whoever they co-share with, they could actually do it. Be honest.
You know that Emirates has them here as their domestic carrier, right?
Yeah, no.
So technically, what they can do, have a Milan flight too.
Who, JetBlue?
Why? From where? From
JFK to Milan, and then guess what? All right, so let's say you want to go to Milan, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you want to get there a little bit early before the other Emirates flight leaves for Dubai from Milan.
Yeah.
JetBlue can send a Milan flight over there before EK205.
Interesting.
And plus, since Alitalia is kind of falling under the ranks.
Bro, I haven't heard nothing
from Alitalia. So there you go. Have a Milan flight.
Yo.
Have a Milan flight. Come on.
So they have a shot?
They have JetBlue has
JetBlue has infinite amount of shots, bro.
Yes, they do.
They have infinite amount of shots. They just not stepping their foot in the water.
Yes.
They're not taking a chance.
Your mint class within the United States is a 5-star rating. So please, you can use that mint class or even upgrade that.
Bro,
upgrade the mint class.
Bro, that's insane. Can you imagine? Look, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of a while ago. I was like, look, there's business and first, right? You can have mint and mint plus.
Amen.
Wow. I'm done.
I'm
done. Mint and mint plus.
I'm done. I'm so done.
Mint is for your business and plus is for your first class.
The reason why I'm so done is because I keep hearing JetBlue is a low-cost carrier. No, it's not anymore. It's not. The moment that you implement a business class setup, like even though they call it mint, it's still considered business class. You're a big player.
You are a big player.
And the fact that you're looking into operating across to Europe, sure, you'll compete against Norwegian for a little bit, but you're going to be competing against the big name players. You already would knock out Alitalia.
There you go.
So what are you waiting for?
Quite honestly, this is what I've been saying for years. We need an A330. We need it. Do you look again? Mint plus. Mint already, like Malik said, 5-star rating.
Mint plus.
Look how good Mint is. Can you imagine in a bigger setting?
Mint plus. Like,
here's how it could be. Here's how it could be. You could have between 4 to 6 for Mint plus.
Yes.
4 to 6 for Mint. What?
I would say maybe 12 for Mint.
And what about economy? You gonna shaft them?
No, I'm not gonna shaft them. You got the extra leg room like you usually do.
Well, what's max capacity for a 330 in terms of passengers?
If they decide to get the 332, then you're just gonna have to go with Mint. If you get the 333, then you can do the 4.
No, it's definitely got to be a 333. I don't want no garbage plane.
Okay, so fine. You get the A330 Neo 9.
There you go. Okay, Neo. Fine.
900. You get the 900. So
that makes perfect sense.
With the Neo 900, you can have 4 and Mint. Mint plus.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not 4.
6?
Yes, 6. 6.
Okay.
You have 6 Mint plus.
Then
you have 12 Mint. You have the extra legroom that you usually get in economy for JetBlue. And you have the economy. Nobody gets shafted.
Quite honestly, I don't see JetBlue putting that many regular Mint seats. I see them more along the lines of 8, not 12.
All right.
So I think this is the configuration. It's gonna be 6 Mint plus, 8 for Mint.
Yes.
And then the rest is economy and I guess premium economy if you want that.
Yeah.
You don't have to have that because, I mean, come on, it's an A330 and JetBlue already has even more space seats no matter what, so.
But why? I don't understand why they didn't think of this in the first place.
Of course they can't think of this because they don't have young people in the game.
Come on.
They don't have young people in the game like us that really know aviation like this.
Come on, like, they're probably thinking like, oh, if I'm going to England, I'm gonna have to go to London. I'm gonna have to go to I just thought of another one.
What?
Birmingham.
Okay, there you go.
See,
there you go. Isn't the CEO from JetBlue from Britain?
I think so.
I thought it was Southwest.
No. From JetBlue, he's British.
Oh.
I think he's British.
All right.
Come on, you can't even fly to your home country? Come on.
You can even go... Oh my god, I just thought of another one.
What?
I just keep on thinking every single place that they could go to.
What?
You only have one flight, SN501 coming in, SN502 coming out for Brussels Airlines to JFK, between JFK and BRU. You can have a flight to Brussels.
Yeah, they can do that.
Come on. Come on. You're gonna let us figure that out and you guys can't. Come on, JB.
You can have a flight.
Come on. Come
flight.
on, man. I represent y'all so much. Look, I even got the glasses. Come on, man.
Hey, those are JetBlue glasses?
They are JetBlue glasses.
Oh my god.
Why?
Come on, man.
Boy.
I'll put the shades on. You know how much I love JetBlue? Come on.
Like, yo, like...
They don't look good with these shades.
He feeling himself.
I'm feeling myself.
No, but like, how... I don't understand how you...
I don't understand either. Come on, you got the money, you got the resources, you got the people in there to plan this stuff.
I mean, this other route is a stretch, but there's no other airline that I know of that goes to Greece than Delta. You can go to Athens.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on.
Because there's people from Turkey that go to Athens and then they want to go somewhere else.
Rome.
Or Rome or Dubai or wherever.
No, nobody's going to Dubai. Emirates has probably got that locked
No,
down.
no, I'm talking about coming in from Dubai to Athens.
Oh, okay.
And instead of them going to Newark, from Athens to Newark, because they Emirates has a flight from Athens to Newark with the 777. If they don't want to go to Newark, they want to go to JFK. You can use JetBlue.
There you go.
Like I said, they can do what they coach and who they partner with.
Emirates can
Pause,
do that.
Pause.
What?
Let's pray for this man in the PT Cruiser.
Oh, good luck.
Because that's an ugly car. Anyways.
But I just don't understand how there's so many markets out there and they're just
sitting
there.
They're just sitting on just straight up US flights.
And here's another one.
What?
Sorry for the Canadians, but who flies on WestJet? Everybody flies on Air Canada. There's no Air Canada flight to JFK. You can fly from JFK. You can fly from JFK to YVR, to Vancouver. You can fly from JFK to Toronto. Why?
Yep.
I'm just done.
I see that. I can see that happening.
I mean, the Asian market is that's something that.
Look, the Asian market is dominated by the Asians.
Well, yeah.
So.
And even Delta too, but. You're focusing.
Look, there's so many spots where you could dip your foot into. Like even if you don't want to take like most of the stuff that Malik named, like even if you don't want to do that, at least dip your foot in like certain spots. Again, with the whole Norwegian thing, at least going back to Britain.
You can even compete against Iberia, Madrid, and Barcelona.
Look, you don't even need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to directly
compete.
compete. You don't have to directly compete against them, but like those are just cities that you can go to.
All they have to do is buy like 5 to 10 A330 Neos,
and that's it.
And
start building from there.
Just start dipping their foot in there. Once they start dipping their foot in there with all the nice costs for this and the cost for that and whatever, bam, done. That's it. Done deal.
And if the European market,
and if they do Mint and Mint Plus. And they make Mint Plus the most affordable first class ever. Oh my god.
Norwegian would struggle. They would have to come up with a first class to compete against JetBlue.
Not even. I don't think anybody can compete with a first class to go with JetBlue if they make it cheap. If.
Yeah, you're right.
They can.
Yeah, because even Virgin Atlantic would have to. Yeah, Virgin Atlantic would literally be like, oh, what the hell? Who's this? Like, we heard of you. We've seen you. We've competed against you in the United States market, but who are you to come into our home territory, our homeland? And
that's at that point, that's when you say we are JetBlue. We coming.
But we're not saying we come in peace.
They come to freaking get into the market and compete. That's the whole point of this, for JetBlue to get into the market, and people need to get in. These guys need to get into the market, hands down.
Yeah.
You know. I don't understand what's taking so long.
Word. So you guys want some food, right?
Yeah, food sound good.
So, with that being said,
yeah, no, we've been out for a little while.
For a little while, so
Junk.
So with that being said,
Junk.
we're going to...
Junk?
Yes.
What do you mean junk?
It means junk
Wendy's.
food.
Wendy's.
Wendy's?
Yes.
You want the redhead?
Alright, let's not get into this. Thank you guys for watching this podcast about the 7-9 and JetBlue. JetBlue, I hope you're listening. I really want the job. And I really hope that someday you can hire all three of us to, you know.
Yes, please. And if you need a route planner,
Oh God.
please. Please.
Man, I hope the guys at JetBlue watch. On a serious note, I really hope the guys at JetBlue watch this and take what we say into consideration. I know we're just three
20-year-olds.
Well,
Yeah.
I graduated. Wesley about to graduate, and Malik will graduate soon. I know we're up and comers, but we did name a lot of good points. You can't lie. You can't lie about that. Getting a 330 and stepping into the market is a good idea. It's a really good idea, and it'll expand JetBlue far beyond anything that I think that you guys, have calculated by now. Unless you show me some calculation that'll tell me that, you guys shouldn't be doing this, which I don't think those calculations exist. So, yeah. Anyways, for the rest of you, our subscribers, for the people that are just watching, thank you for watching. Everything,
Thank you very much.
Everything for all three of us, including Instagram, this, that, whatever, will be located in the description below. Everything for Spacey Tropics will be in the description below. Please support. This is a brand. This is not for YouTube or anything. This is my personal brand, and I really do take time to make these things. And yeah, it's all me. All of this design, everything, I make it. It's all me. You can check out my vlog channel, his vlog channel. Wesley got a channel too on YouTube. I got a tech channel if you're interested in tech. Check out all the Instagrams. Now again, like we said in the previous video, we know you don't have to, but if you do, it would be very, very nice of you. Very nice of you. And again, if you have something to show us in terms of motivation or something, we will follow you back. 100% we will follow you back. Alright guys, let's start this car. Let's get some food. Let's have some fun. Peace, y'all.
That was a good ending.
You can give me the camera anytime now, so I can put my hand on it.
I gotta get my hand on the camera, man.
Kyle.
Gotta get my...